I'm Nicole with HelpMamaRemote.com, and today I wanted to share a recipe with you from my garden. So this will be a garden to table recipe. What I have here is some red cabbage that I harvested from the garden. It in boiling water for about 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. 5 minutes is good. I blanched it. You rinse it off in cold water to stop the cooking process. And I did this last night, and I put it in a plastic bag until today, until I finished the recipe. In this bowl right here, I have some ground turkey. I have like almost 3 pounds of ground turkey, and ground turkey and rice. And you just brown your ground turkey and season it according to your flavor. I added some basil, I added some rosemary, and a little lemon pepper. Season the ground turkey to taste, and also I cooked a pot of rice. So you cook a pot of rice, and you're going to mix the ground turkey and the rice together and add some cheese. So that's what I have in this bowl. And in this bowl here I have pasta sauce. The last time I made the recipe, I made the pasta sauce from scratch, but since we don't have any tomatoes ready, I used just some store-bought pasta sauce. First, what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my dish that I will be cooking this in, and I'm going to use this cutting board to prepare. So what you do is you're going to lay out your red cabbage, and you're going to take your rice and ground turkey mixture, and you're just going to lay it out in a strip, in a row. Now, I have cheese in here already. If your family love cheese, you can always add some more cheese inside here, because you're also going to put, so you're going to have it like right about here. This is where you want it, because you're going to just take this and you're going to roll your cabbage and lay it in your dish. And you're going to lay it where the open, lay it on the, just going to make enough for today, and then the rest I'm going to store in the freezer. Okay, and then you're just going to roll it out. Now, some suggestions about your ground turkey. Be sure to get a nice, quality of ground turkey, not the ground turkey that's in the tube. Not good. So get a nice pack of ground turkey. Also, I didn't use all the ground turkey. So like I said, I had 2 packs of ground turkey, and they added up to almost like 3 pounds of ground turkey. I didn't use all of it. So if you have any extra ground turkey, because you're going to mix up your batches a little at a time, if you have a lot, but if not, then you may just want to use like a 1.5 pounds of ground turkey and maybe 1 cup of rice if you don't have a lot of red cabbage leaves. But if you have a lot, I cook up a nice amount. I could either store the mix in the freezer, or I could use not put it together, and I could use the ground turkey for some tacos, or another meal or something. So don't worry about that. Tried this recipe and had harvested some red cabbage from the garden, and we didn't have any more, so I wanted to make some more. So I go to get red cabbage from the store and had the ultimate fail. I was wondering why wasn't it coming out the way it did when I first made it. It was because if you have a head of cabbage and you try to blanch it and take the leaves off, it breaks up. So if you have, some cabbage from the garden, the leaves are just laying, they're like open, they're open leaves. They're not the ball, the head of cabbage yet. So you want to get the leaves, not when it turns into a ball, because it's very hard to work with. It was a mess, y'all. I was so mad because I was so excited to do the video, and this was like last year. And this is so delicious. The reason for blanching it is because if you don't blanch it, I did the first time I was working on the recipe, I didn't blanch it, and the cabbage was really tough. So you want to make sure you blanch it, because after this you're going to put it in the oven, and it's not going to take long to cook. So be sure to blanch it. can serve it on over a bed of rice. Some jasmine rice would be really delicious. I might hear a lot of action going on in the house during summertime. Kids home, my husband's home from work today. So you also want to alternate the stem. So if the stem is going this way, the next time you want it to go the opposite way. It helps them to fit in a little bit better. And sometimes when I run out of room, I do have to pull out another. I will finish with this, and I'll be back to share with you the next step. Okay, so what I did was I ended up taking a few out this, the larger one, and put in here. So I have two, a smaller one and a large one. I still have some leftovers. Like I say, I will be wrapping those. I have extra rice and ground turkey mix. I'm going to wrap these up, and I will store those in the freezer. So after you have wrapped them all up, you're going to take your pasta sauce, and you're just going to pour it on top of your cabbage. And if you like your food saucy, you may need 2 jars. I am using 2 jars of pasta sauce. I like it saucy because afterwards, the sauce, you could use it as the sauce to go. If you put it over a bed of rice, you could use the sauce as a gravy. Now, the last step is some shredded cheese. And this is just some cheddar jack cheese. Use any cheese you want. You really be creative with it. Add your own touch and flair. And this is some cheese. I get this cheese every time I go, probably once a month. It lasts about a month. I get it from Costco, and it's 2 bags, this size. And what I do is I put 1 bag in the fridge, and the other bag I put in the freezer. And this one was taken out the freezer earlier, and it holds so good, you all, when you put it in the freezer. So that's a big help to be able to freeze it until you get ready to use it. So you have your oven preheated. Like I say, 45 minutes to the most, you'll cook these. Okay, just wanted to share with you what I'm doing with the leftovers. So I used the rest of the ground turkey and rice, and I rolled them all up, cut them in half, because what I'm going to do is store them in these small Ziploc bags. Okay, so I'm going to roll it. And I'm just using some parchment paper to keep them separated until I'm ready to cook them. So now I can cook them packet at a time, or I could use them, you know, cook them all up together. I didn't add any pasta sauce or any cheese, only the cheese that's inside. And then I will put the dates on them and zip them up like that. I'm back, and I have taken my red stuffed cabbage out the oven, and I'm going to serve it over some rice. And you can pretty much see where your cabbage is easy to see where it ends and stops. So I used 2 spatulas so I could take them out without them giving me too much trouble. Doesn't that look delicious? And then you can just pour a little sauce over your rice. And there you have stuffed red cabbage from garden to table. Thanks for watching Nicole with HelpMamaRemote.com.